Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to another Ramble session on a Monday. I hope y'all are doing well. Oh, yes, I hope you had a great week and a wonderful weekend. Let's see here. Happy Father's Day. Yes, to all the dads out there. Yes, that was yesterday. I film these videos on a Sunday, so today in my world is actually Father's Day. And so yeah, my sweet daughter invited us over later today for a little get together and a pool day, so that'll be fun. That'll be fun to see everybody, see how their house is coming along because the kids actually, I think it was last weekend, finally slept in their house. Yes, they have had their house for this is my daughter and her boyfriend. They have had their house for like, I don't know, a month maybe, but they weren't in a, real hurry to get in. They were living with my son and his wife just a few blocks away because they live in the same neighborhood, which is I'm so grateful for. And yeah, so they've little by little been preparing the home and painting and cleaning and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so they got in last weekend, and so that's been nice. And every day I get the lowdown on how far they've come in, working, continuing to work on their home. So that was that. Last week, you guys saw the video of, I think there are 9 here. These are the 9 signatures that I prepared using just some papers that I found in a bin as I was cleaning up my room. And yeah, so I'm so glad now I have 9 innards of journals prepped. Someone's walking their dog. Oh, a little pug. Anywho, in that video, it was so funny as I was watching it back. I had told you guys, if you guys watched it, right? I had doilies inside the signatures, right? And each of these signatures is just one signature for 1 month for a journal. And excuse me. And I told you guys in the video, I don't count the doilies as one of the pages. And yet, in every single signature I made, I counted the doilies. So after I learned that tidbit, I went back and I recounted all of them and added a page here or there as needed. And then I also printed out the vellum for the front. It's not the cover. It's like the kind of like a cover page, I guess you would call it. I'm not really sure. But I always like putting a little piece of vellum in. I love the sound of it. I think it's so pretty and soft. And as you can see, most of the vellum here is floral. I happen to really enjoy flowers. So they're all done. And then I also went through and folded or whatevs, right? So each of these signatures has it's one signature and it has 16 pages folded in half, giving me enough journal space for one whole month, regardless of how many days are in the month. And I use a double layout. Okay. So I went through each book and I made sure to have the right amount of pages, including the doilies. And then on the sides here, I also went ahead and folded these in. Now, excuse me, I'm so sorry. When I have, or when I'm actually using the journal itself, that particular day that I'm journaling, I will then go in and decide whether I want to keep this as a tip out, whether I want to, or a flip out, I guess you would call it, if I want to make it a pocket of some sort, if I want to turn it to the other side because I don't need that on this side, but I might need it on this side. All those decisions are made as I work through the journal itself, right? The pages are different sizes. If there is something like a pretty picture on one side, then, oops, let me scoot this over a bit so you can see everything. Let's move the coffee cup. Yes, it's early this morning. I usually film after I speak with my aunt, but today I'm doing it a little different. Anyway, yeah, if I have a picture like this or even like this here on this page, I might end up making a pocket here and leaving this here and just putting a quote on it, and then just doing my journaling on this side. I make all those decisions as I'm working through the journal. So various papers, and it looks like I might not even have a doily in this one after all of that, huh? Oh, there it is. Okay. There's the doily. Yeah. I like putting these in just because number one, I have so many of them. And number two, they're just fun little spots, with the lacy look to them. And I do sometimes either leave them blank or, I decorate this center part. Yeah. And yeah, so these were fun to make. And now I have, see, I think, oh no, here's the center. Yeah. There's the center. So I now have 9 signatures that will be used either in journals that I make for myself for a month, or I might choose to make some to send out in Happy Mail or whatever the case is, but they're all done. And it is so nice knowing that when I need a journal, all I have to do is make the cover and throw these in. I could even use these if I wanted to make a larger book with a larger spine. I could use 2 or 3 signatures, right? But the key here is that they're already made up and ready to go. And I do intend to make more, quite honestly, because I do have a lot. I love that so much. Oh, that's so beautiful. Um, because it's just nice being prepared and having the stuff right at your fingertips to use. And these journals, they don't have to be used for journaling, written journaling, or creative journaling. It could be a glue book, it can be um, an art journal, it could be whatever. So I'm very pleased by that. And they are just all ready to go. Then I found, oh, I needed to tell you too, I am all caught up, so to speak. I'm all caught up in this journal here. Oh, I do want to glue this down, so I'll just do it while I'm thinking about it. Um, yeah, I'm all caught up in the decoration. Okay, this was yesterday's page, Saturday for you guys. Um, yeah, I sat in here yesterday and I did film a journal with me video, so all of these will um you'll see all these on a journal with me in a few weeks or whenever it comes out. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. Um so anyway, yeah, I thought this was funny. I have a lot to be thankful for, but I'm going to give a special shout out to Elastic. Yeah. So anyway, this is from a restaurant that we went to. We just happened to be on the way home from Walmart, and I grabbed a hero to take home to eat for later, and it was very yummy. Yeah, so I sat in here. I did all the catch up on the decorating. I have not journaled at all. However, it has been a bit of a fun challenge, I have to say, to work on these little pages, right? Like this one here is supposed to be Friday the 6th, but it was only this part, right? So I had to add this in somehow so that I had journaling space. I will be at some point working on Lydia's from February and June, her prompts. So that's always fun, and just adding food packaging in and different things. Yeah. So super fun. This little frog here comes from Pocket Journal Pam. Um, yeah, we went out and about this day, but it's been a lot of fun putting all this stuff in. Oh yes, I planted marigolds in my garden. So the garden update, if you're interested, is my cucumbers are doing well, I think. Yesterday I went out and I pruned them, which means from all the videos I've been watching. Like some people prune, some people don't. Uh, but I guess in pruning off the leaves that I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, some of the leaves, right, off of the central stalk, or central stem or central vine or whatever you want to call it, it then gives more energy to the fruit production. I don't know how true that is or not because this is the first time I've ever gardened. So I went out yesterday. I pruned some of my plants, and the day before, I think, yeah, on Friday, is that what it was? No, apparently Thursday, I planted more stuff in my garden because when I through this time, the last few months, ooh, stop right there. I see bees all over my crepe myrtle. Yes. I don't know if I told you last week, but the tree outside my window, we finally discovered that it's a crepe myrtle. And it has beautiful lilac flowers on it. And then last weekend, when I was talking to you, I think, or I was talking to my aunt, one or the other, and I said, "Oh, my tree has buds all over it, and they have finally now started to flower. So now I'm looking out there, and there are little bees flitting from each flower, which is wonderful because I think bees in the front, of course, mean that hopefully I'll get bees in the back to pollinate what's in my garden. Anyway, back to the garden. So I ended up after the last couple of months, some of my plants have survived and some have not. So I went out there in the empty spaces, right? And I planted some marigolds. No, I'm sorry. I planted morning glories. I'm hoping that they'll grow up and kind of cascade over. I love morning glories. Now, they could be, ugh, I don't know if they'll be kind of invasive. I'm not really sure. Whenever I've seen morning glories before, they've been kind of like this um blanket. I don't know. I don't know how it'll work out. We're gonna see. I don't know. It's all an experiment, but I love them. I love the way they look, and yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But then I also planted more basil. I planted more kale. I planted yellow summer squash, two yellow summer squash. So we'll see about those. And more radishes and more dill, I believe. Maybe. Yeah. So in all of the spaces where some of the plants did not, come to fruition at all, or died, yeah, I replanted some of those areas. So we'll see what happens, right? So I'm excited about that. Also, at the beginning of the week, this week, on Monday, I started riding my stationary bike, and I have really thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't have to get up super early like I do with walking, as most of you know, if you've been here, I used to walk, upwards of 3 miles a day, and I love doing that. But I go out and come back before the sun even comes up. Yeah, and of late I've just really felt like I needed my rest, so I decided to try a stationary bike. So my husband purchased one for me, and it's in our garage, so I can open our garage. I get a slight breeze in there, which is wonderful. And I've been using like a, what's it called? A video on YouTube. Um it's a beginner stationary bike workout where you're sitting only, because I have not exercised at all for the entirety of the year, right? So what are we in? We're in May, June. We're in the 6th month already of the year. So yeah, for half of this year, I have not exercised at all. I haven't been able to because of various, health issues. And so, yeah, I'm super excited to be back. My goal is to get up to 20 miles a day, and I'm up to 15 already. So, yeah, I'm super excited about it. So, yeah, I started that back on Monday. Yeah, and I look forward to doing it every day of the week. And so I just printed these little icons out, and I'm going to be able to write on here how long, how many minutes I biked for, and how many miles I went. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. And I think that's it here. Yeah. Um Yeah, I think that's it. And then this day here, it was kind of funny. This was on Saturday. This is one of the leaves from my cucumber plants that dried out in my microwave and laminated to put in here. And then this little thing here, I actually found in the bucket that I had all of those papers that I, yeah, I had all the papers in there to make the journal signatures, right? And then, yeah, so this must have been a project at some point, and it was just using up scrapbook paper that I have, vellum that I have, and I made these little tags to put in here and sewed the little vellum pocket on. So these would be really cute to send out in Happy Mail too. And because it's a pocket, I could add various things in here and send it out, right? So I'm glad I found that. And this is how I've always kept different projects that I was working on. I would just get a sandwich bag or whatever, put all the elements, like this is all the vellum, and then in the back here I have the scrapbook paper. Yeah, so that was fun. Yeah. Remembering those times when I used to do extra projects like that. And right now, to be honest with you, it is all I can do to keep up with my daily journal. So that is what I've been really focusing on lately. And unfortunately, the calendar has gone by the wayside right now. I'm not sure if I will just one day pick it up and, blast through the last couple of months. But as of right now, I think like April, May, and June, I have not done in the calendar. So there's the story on that. Um, and then Yeah, this week coming up, I still have, let's see. Well, I have journal with me videos coming up. Some of you also asked if I would do, after you saw my video about the signatures that I already got done. Some of you asked if I would do a video on how I create these painted covers for my book. And I will try to do a video on that. I might be able to work on a few at a time because while I'm working on the other few can dry and then I can just like cycle them like that. And so in the end, I could potentially have like 4 or 5 envelopes done. And yeah, I do it on the inside and the outside of the journal. Excuse me. And I love the way it comes out. And I do them in a multitude of color combinations. And yeah, they're a lot of fun to do and they're super, super simple to do. Yeah, so maybe I'll show that in a video coming up. I do have, however, I try to do about 3 videos a week, right? So that's what I've been doing. So I've had to shuffle some things around because I do have some journal with me videos. I have some flip throughs. In fact, I still need to do my May flip through for you guys. So yeah, some journal with me videos, some flip throughs. I think that's all I have coming in the future weeks. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've had a lot of fun too using things from my Bitbox, right? Um, like this came from my Bitbox. These pads I have, sometimes I take from the Bitbox, and sometimes I've been trying to though to use the pads, the notepads that I have from the Bitbox. And one of you guys asked me um which journal I had the notepads in, and I have been using Notepad. I think that was the question. I've been using notepads for a very long time. I personally like to have lines to write on. That's one of the reasons. And if you'll see, like this right here, this has lines on it, but this does not. So when I'm decorating the page, I would much rather just take a notepad and put it on here, or something where I could have a tip in, a pocket, something like that. And then I would put a notepad in there to do my journaling. Excuse me. Again, I really happen to like using notepads. I think they add color and whimsy, and most importantly for me, they add lines. So most of my journals, I couldn't just pick out a video because most of my journals have, at least over the past several years, have had no excuse me again. I don't know what's happening with my throat. Most of my journals for the last few years at least have had notepads in them. I've been collecting notepads for years and years. And where I get most of my notepads would be the Dollar Tree, although their supply is dwindling down for some reason. I also get them from a store that is, I believe, a Florida-based store, and it's called Bell's Outlet. Okay. There is a Bell's department store. That's not, it is the same, but that's not the store that I'm talking about. I'm talking about a store, it's a discount store for the Bell's department store. Yeah. And it's called Bell's Outlet. We have several in our area. I've always enjoyed those stores, the discount stores, and that is where I get a lot of them as well. As well as, let me just tell you, Home Goods, which is the partner to TJ Maxx here in the States. And yeah, I get them from there too. So that is the lowdown on the notepads. This right here, I got at Bell's Outlet. This one here I got at Bell's Outlet. This I've had forever. I can't remember. But yeah, we went to Walmart one day this week and we always look at the clearance rack at the baby section cuz and they had little onesies on sale for $2. So we got my son a couple of them for his baby girl who's going to be born in a week and a half. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's coming up so soon. Oh, we are so excited. But one of them said Daddy's little bud and had a flower on it. Oh my gosh, so adorable. So, yes, of course, we had to get that for him for Father's Day. We will see him later today. Let me see. This notepad, I cannot remember. This, I believe, came from Home Goods, I think. But yeah, I use them all the time. I use notepads. Like this right here is just glued on the back. Yeah, I just really enjoy using them. This right here, this came from Bell's Outlet. Yeah, I just like using them. They make journaling for me so much easier, and so much quicker, I guess, too. And I like them. Like I said, they just add a little whimsy to it. I just think they're fun. So, yeah, I think that is it. I think. Let me check my list. Oh, I did start reading a book this week too, which I have not read a book in years. Can I just tell you? Yeah. So I started reading this book. I can't remember the title. However, it's a book that my mother-in-law loaned me, and it's a story of her grandmother. It is written by one of her cousins, so the lineage goes down to the cousin's side, right? Not my mother-in-law's side, but the the grandmother is is the same. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but anyhow, so it's been a really interesting book and I really enjoyed it. And what I do is instead of scrolling for a couple hours in the morning, which is a terrible habit of mine, I have put the phone down and I just read during that time while I'm drinking my coffee. And yeah, it's been really great. Sometimes I take my coffee out to the patio and read out there while I'm listening to the Cardinals. Yeah, so I've really enjoyed it. Otherwise, that's it. Like I said, later today, we're going over. I'm not sure if they're having a barbecue at the kids' house or what, but my daughter just said, "Oh, do you guys want to come over for a pool day and for an early dinner?" So we said, "Of course, we would love to come over." So we're going to do that and have a lovely afternoon with the kiddos. And it has been sunny and beautiful and hot. Oh my gosh, it's been hot as the hinges of Hades here. So hot, no rain. Oh my word. Yeah, we're back to the same thing where like we're not getting any rain, which is odd because in June starts our hurricane season, and usually in June is when we start getting rain every single afternoon. But yeah, no. We've had a few drizzles here and there, and that's it. So we're back to watering our lawn and all of that. Watering, I need to water the garden every other day, all that. But anyway, yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know how you're doing in your journaling, if you're journaling, how you're doing in that regard. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a great week ahead. And yeah, I will thank you for your time. I know how precious time is, and I really, really appreciate that you choose to spend your time with me. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye for now.